Good afternoon. I pray that your Monday was filled with spaces and places of joy, of happiness, of peace, of contentment, that you were able to do something that you really love as we are watching the seasons transition into fall. I don't know about you, but when people say, what's your favorite season? It's a toss-up for me between fall and between spring. I love the color change. I love watching Mother Nature show out. So as we're moving into those days, depending on where you live, I pray that you will give yourself an opportunity to just observe how nature does its thing, how it evolves, how it sheds and prepares itself for a time of restoration, and then re-heals itself and springs forth with renewed energy. It's been a while since I've been on with you all. I have been uber busy, but I'm glad to be back. We're continuing our series on signs that you may be mentally or emotionally exhausted. And just to review, the first three signs that we talked about are you're easily irritated, you're feeling hopeless, and it just irritates you. Everything just irritates you. And what my reading says, don't beat yourself up. We've all been there. I know it sucks. But instead of recklessly wasting your time spending this time off, spend this time off, maybe just accepting yourself. The reading says to work on yourself. I say maybe spend the time first and foremost just recognizing and accepting that you are where you are. Acceptance is such a key component for everything, because once we can accept where we are, we then open a space to make a change if we believe a change is necessary. Number two, your motivation levels are lower than ever. You feel like you're incapable of getting anything done. You struggle to find motivation you need. The goals that once stimulated you to work hard are not enough. Many of you know, as following my videos during these COVID months, I've set many goals for myself, just to keep myself motivated, because I really understand what happens when your motivation is just hard to find. But if you're not feeling motivated, what they suggest is don't push yourself too hard. Inspiration is everywhere around us, and it will strike you when you least expect it. It's kind of like if you accept the fact, I feel completely unmotivated. Don't push yourself to become motivated, but just be mindful of what does motivate you. And that's what happens with my little goals. I don't just randomly pick things, but I don't go searching for things. But every now and then I may read a post, or I may see something on TV that says, that sounds interesting. Let me try it. And let me tell you my praise moment. I'm someone who has done yoga, sorta, for over the years, but I'm so inconsistent. I start, I stop, I start, I stop. And somewhere I read, someone said, I only read the title of this article, that he or she, I believe it was a he, had done yoga every day for 6 months. And I thought, that's interesting. And that sparked a goal for me. My goal was not for 6 months, but my goal was, I wonder if I can do this for 30 days. And guess what? I did. So kudos for me. And when the 30 days was over, I'm finding myself being able to recognize that I have improved in some areas. Am I a highly developed yogi? No, but I have seen some improvement in me, and that makes me smile. The next one is you are experiencing anxiety attacks or panic attacks more than usual. As a result of your exhaustion, you feel more and more stressed than usual. Anxiety attacks are becoming a daily routine. Their suggestion is please don't be afraid. Try to find a way to center yourself in order to heal your wounds. Spend some time alone and figure out what you need in life. So the underlying piece of this is, as opposed to running from the attacks, but to give yourself time to get quiet and to get centered and to check in with yourself to figure out what is it that I need at this point. What is my soul lacking? Do I need comfort? Do I need to feel inspired? Do I need to feel loved? Am I just sad? Do I need a good cry? What do I need so that I can stay centered in any moment and not tip the scales on increased anxiety or debilitating depression? What do I need to be balanced? Today, we're going to talk about, and we've talked about this before, but one of the signs that you may be becoming mentally or emotionally exhausted is you're having trouble sleeping. You often feel like you're out of the place. The overwhelming feeling of exhaustion makes it harder for you to calm your thoughts and fall asleep. And insomnia becomes just another thing on the list. Some of us know something about, before you go to bed, you're tired, you're yawning, you can't keep your eyes open. But when you get in the bed, all of a sudden these thoughts start coming through your head and you can't sleep. And I'm going to be transparent and share when that happened to me. It doesn't happen to me often, but it did happen to me in the last couple of weeks. So when the TV show Moesha came out, I don't remember really watching it back then, but I had started watching it now during COVID because I needed something on TV just going while I was doing some work in the house. And, as you watch the seasons, you get connected with the characters. And as I was getting connected with the characters and really beginning to really enjoy the show and watching their growth or whatever, I found myself one night not able to go to sleep even though I was physically exhausted, because I was wondering, does the man who played Hakeem, did he die while still filming Moesha? And that really is, in the grand scheme of things, it's not world bending. It's not going to, promote world peace. It's not something that really affects my life on any intentional basis. But I found myself not being able to sleep. And one of the things that I would not do, because there was a part of my brain that was like, this is really ridiculous. You can't sleep because you're wondering if the person who played Hakeem died while filming the show. Why don't you just turn the light on and Google it and find out? But guess what? I wouldn't allow myself to do it. I don't know if that was healthy or not, or I was just lazy. I suspect I was afraid if I turned the light on, it would make me even more wider awake. But one thing I did tell myself is, you know what? The answer to this question is available tomorrow. You don't have to have it worked out tonight. So just go on ahead and get some sleep, and tomorrow you can figure it out. And that's exactly what I did. And so if you're having trouble sleeping and you find your mind racing with different thoughts or obsessing with different thoughts when you're trying to go to sleep, you can do what they do in yoga. They ask you to be mindful and look at those intrusive thoughts. Look at those where your mind is going. Recognize it's there and then let it go. Just let it go. Understanding that just because you're thinking about it, just because you're obsessing about it, doesn't mean that you have to hold on to those thoughts. Thoughts come and go. And as they come, recognize they're there, and then poof, let it go. I invite you to practice that. If you're finding yourself having trouble sleeping because your mind is racing and all sorts of things are running through your head, acknowledge the thought and then let it go. I guarantee you, whatever you're obsessing about, it can wait till tomorrow if you really want to deal with it. And on that note, I'm going to say, I pray that you all are doing well. I pray if you're finding times when you're not doing well, that you are able to accept that those times will come. But remember, this too shall pass. And I invite you to remember that on purpose. Love you all. And I had stated that I would be making an announcement about the videos. I think I'm going to reduce the amount of videos that I do to maybe just 2 or 3 a week. We also have book club that started with a bang last Wednesday. You're more than welcome to join us. Book club will be every Wednesday at 8 Eastern time. The book is my book and the description is in the link. Join us and have a good day on purpose. Love you all. Bye-bye.